Alright guys, this is the ELA assignment, reading assignment for Thursday, February the 4th, and I'm recording this Wednesday night, and I just got back from the dentist after 2 hours of them working on my mouth, and I'm still numb on one side, so I'm struggling to talk, and I don't really look great right now, so I'm not going to turn the camera on. But please do forgive me if I'm struggling when I'm reading this aloud, because it's kind of difficult for me to talk right now. So go ahead on your Google slideshow and adjust the zoom to 100%. That'll make it easier to read. And I've already done that. All right, so this passage is called How to Build a Lung Model. So this is going to tie in not only with our reading standards, our informational text standards, but this is also going to tie into science right now because we are learning about the body systems, and the lungs are a part of the respiratory system, which all of you should know at this point in time. All right, here I go. Wish me luck. I'm trying to read this. All right, your lungs are some of the largest organs in your body. They are vital organs that take in fresh air when you inhale, that means breathe in, and get rid of stale air when you exhale. Specifically, in 5th grade, we want you to know that you're breathing in oxygen when you inhale, and you are exhaling carbon dioxide when you exhale. Your lungs even help you talk. Follow these simple steps to build your own model of a lung so that you can observe how your lungs function. Okay. So the next thing they show us is the materials that we need. And remember, these are bullet points. And these are the materials. You need 2 balloons, a water bottle, clay, a straw, a rubber band, a pair of scissors, and a pencil. All right, next we have the directions. And you can see here that the steps are numbered. So if you haven't figured out the text structure yet of this passage, I hope that by me pointing out that this has directions which are numbered to let you know the steps, that'll help you get to the text structure. All right, first, cut the neck off of one balloon and cut the bottom of the water bottle. Step 2. And they do show you in the pictures what this all should look like. All right, step 2. Stretch the cut balloon around the end of the water bottle, so like so. The stretched balloon represents a diaphragm. The diaphragm is a large muscle that is shaped like a dome that contracts when you inhale, which creates a vacuum and pulls air into the lungs. When you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and returns to its dome shape as air leaves the lungs. So I expect that this balloon here, which represents the diaphragm, to be able to simulate, model that process that the diaphragm goes through during breathing. All right. Step 3. Put the straw inside the second balloon. So you got to grab that other balloon and stick the straw in it and wrap a rubber band tightly around it. The balloon will represent the lung, and the straw will represent the windpipe, which we also learned scientifically we call that the trachea. The windpipe is a hollow tube that allows air to pass to the lungs. Step 4. Poke the pencil through the ball of clay. So you can see that happening right there. Then place the ball of clay around the top of the straw with the balloon. So that straw that's attached to the balloon, you're going to put the ball of clay on through that pencil. Step 5. Feed the balloon with the straw into the water bottle. And they don't mean literally feed it. They mean to like siphon it in there, stick the straw and balloon into the water bottle. Step 6. Seal the top of the water bottle with the clay. Step 7. Gently pull the diaphragm balloon down to simulate breathing. So you're going to pull on the diaphragm to get this whole system you have created here to work. The model of a lung will demonstrate how a lung functions and simulate what breathing looks like. Okay, and just to show you kind of what that would look like if you did it, you can see that the person's pulling on the diaphragm down here, contracting and then relaxing it. And of course, this one was made a little bit more, it was made differently. You can see here that they didn't use a pencil, that they used the straw all the way through. But you can get the idea of how a lung model would work if you attempted to build it on your own, which would be super fun to do. I wish we could do it in school, but we're so pressed for time with COVID, the days that we have been virtual, that it's going to be difficult to do something fun like that. All right, so this is the assignment that goes with this. So of course, this is focusing on our ELA standards, our informational text standards to be specific. All right, and this one's coming from standard RI 55. What is the text structure of this passage? Well, remember, text structure is how the author puts the text together. So a text structure could be compare and contrast. So was this passage all about two different things and how they're alike and how they're similar? Was it cause and effect, events that cause other things to happen? Was it sequential order, steps for doing something, achieving something, accomplishing something? Was it problem and solution? So a problem was shown and how to solve it, ideas for solving it were presented. Okay, number 2. This goes right along with text structure. So this one's asking which of the following shows 2 signal words, and every answer choice has 2 in them. So we're picking one, and each one has 2 signal words. So 2 signal words that help prove the text structure of this passage. So for whatever we picked up here, we need 2 signal words from down here that show us that text structure. So would the signal words be first and like, then and represent and like, or first and then? Number 3, what does the word vital most likely mean as used in the second sentence of this passage? Normally when we're doing something like this, I would give you the sentence, but I didn't want it to be so many words in the question that people would overlook it, given that they're doing this virtually. All right, so the second sentence says, they, referring to the lungs, are vital organs that take in fresh air when you inhale and get rid of stale air when you exhale. Vital organs. So this word's describing organs. Could we replace vital with important? So important organs, small organs, simple organs, overrated organs. Number 4. Whoa. I am messing this all up. Okay. And of course that was our standard RI 54, which is what we're working on this week. Number 4, this is for standard RI 52, where we're focusing on main ideas. I am struggling to talk, I'm sorry. Which of the following best states the main idea of this passage? So remember, main idea, what it's mostly about, the point the author is trying to get across to us. And now this is a passage, remember, and passages are made of paragraphs. So I'm looking through this paragraph, and then each of these steps I could consider a paragraph. So most or all of these paragraphs are working together to get what across to us. That will lead us to the main idea. So would the main idea be, follow these simple steps to build your own model of a lung so that you can observe how your lungs function? Or would it be, your lungs are some of the largest organs in your body? Or, they are vital organs that take in fresh air when you inhale and get rid of stale air when you exhale. Or, your lungs even help you talk. Most or all of the paragraphs are working together to get what across to us. All four of these are true. All four of these were mentioned in that first paragraph, actually. But only one of these is the passage mostly focused on, all the way through. All right, number 5. Which of the following correctly describes the relationship between the straw and the windpipe? So let's go back and read that. So it's nice and fresh in our minds. So the straw and the windpipe, I think that was step 3. Yeah, here it is. Put the straw inside the second balloon and wrap a rubber band tightly around it. The balloon will represent the lung, and the straw, here we go, the straw will represent the windpipe. The windpipe is a hollow tube that allows air to pass to the lungs. Let me say that one more time. The straw will represent the windpipe. The windpipe is a hollow tube that allows air to pass to the lungs. So if the straw is representing the windpipe, it's going to serve in a similar role. So the windpipe allows air to pass through it. So the straw must be doing a very similar function. Okay. So based on that, will we pick, you will stretch out the straw when modeling breathing, just like the windpipe stretches out during breathing. The straw will allow air to flow through it, just as the windpipe allows air to flow into the lungs. The straw will be used to poke the diaphragm, just like the windpipe pokes the diaphragm. The straw will whistle loudly when air flows through it, just like the windpipe whistles loudly when air flows through it on its way to the diaphragm. Number 6. Which of the following correctly describes the relationship between the first balloon used and the diaphragm? So let's go back and see. And I believe that is in step 2. Okay. This is the first balloon here. Stretch the cut balloon around the end of the water bottle. The stretched balloon represents a diaphragm. Okay, so this first balloon represents a diaphragm. So we expect this balloon to serve in a similar role as the diaphragm. So let's see what the diaphragm does. The diaphragm is a large muscle that is shaped like a dome that contracts when you inhale, which creates a vacuum and pulls air into the lungs. When you exhale, the diaphragm relaxes and returns to its dome shape as air leaves the lungs. So it contracts when we inhale. It relaxes when we exhale. So we expect this balloon to serve in a similar role as the diaphragm in the answer that we pick. The first balloon will pop when it expands, just like the diaphragm pops when it expands during breathing. The first balloon will contract and relax, just like the diaphragm contracts and relaxes during breathing. The first balloon will expand, just like the lungs during breathing. The first balloon will be used to seal off the top of the water bottle, just like the diaphragm seals off the top of the windpipe. All right, make sure that you are comfortable and confident with the answers that you have chosen. And when you are ready, make sure you click submit here and then go into Google Classroom and mark complete, mark it done. Don't forget to click submit, because if you exit out of the window without clicking submit, then it's like you never did it. You'll have to go in and do it again. Also, like I said, be comfortable and confident before you hit submit, because you're only getting one attempt at this. Not going to get to see the correct answers when you submit it and then go in and change them. That wouldn't be very fair to everyone else. So that's why we're only going to have one attempt. If you have any questions or you're struggling with this in any way, you can reach out to me. You can message me in Google Classroom. You can send me an email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for bearing with me as I'm struggling to speak, and I will see you guys in the Zoom on Thursday.